It's another beautiful day right here on the Insider Podcast, and I welcome you to the Daily Headline Newspaper Update for today, July 3, 2024. I am Kayode Sonny, and with me I have the Nation newspaper, the Punch newspaper, the Guardian, and Business Day, and outside of Nigeria I have the Daily Mirror. Starting off the day with the Punch newspaper today on page 2. Cholera, that the three states battle 2,102 cases as NYSC enforces strict camp rules. With riders, Lagos, Bayelsa, 8 others have 90% of cases as infection spread to 122 local governments. Now to page 25, Tinubu seeks National Assembly's nod as tax regime begins January. On page 25 also, Nigerians bought 16 trillion naira generators fuel in 2023, and that's coming from the stable of the federal government. On page 32, CBN threatens to sanction banks rejecting old dollar notes. On page 18, Borno bombings, military plans crackdown as reps begin probe. And to some other stories on the front page of the Punch on page 29, this one, federal government directs MDAs to patronize made in Nigeria goods. On page 18, Southeast governors to meet Tinubu for Nnamdi Kanu's release. On page 5 to die by hanging for herders killing in Osun. On page 29, Dangote decries high interest rate, seeks government's intervention. And those are all the headlines from the front page of the Punch newspaper. And moving on to the Guardian this morning, the big story on page 6, on Ross Sawyer report, proposed measures rattle MDA's lobbying intensifies at National Assembly. Another story right here on page 3, cholera toll hits 63 deaths, 2,102 cases in 33 states. On page 3, Sultan lacks power to appoint anyone, Sokoto government declares. On page 5, on the news analysis page, Unity School debacle, how 1,800 teachers got employed but unpaid for 36 months. And this one also from page 6, National Assembly spineless, rubber stamp, says ex-PGF DG Lukman. On page 5, Nigerians spend 16.5 trillion naira, 60% of 2024 electricity budget on generators. On page 15 on the business page of The Guardian, federal government rolls out fresh withholding tax regulations. And to some other stories today, this one on the front page of Business Day, and it's the big story today, concerns over Naira inflation as money supply hits 99.2 trillion naira. Another story right here on page 31, faster divestment unlocked deepwater assets key to fixing oil woes as Nigeria loses 3 trillion naira yearly to oil tax avoidance. And from page 30, foreign investors move 267.5 billion naira from Nigeria's stock market in 5 months. From page 30, frequent rent hikes on settled tenants. And from page 30 also, World Bank extends Nigeria's $430 million NIN enrollment facility to 2026. And now moving on to other stories, and this one from the front page of The Nation for today on page 2. Government targets passage of new laws in Q3. States to get 90% VAT share. Also on page 4, it's impossible to create jobs with high interest loans, says Dangote. On page 2, varsities face another round of disruption. On page 29, declare July 13 Wole Soyinka Day. Alake urges federal government. And now outside of Nigeria, from the front page of Daily Mirror, on page 41, 5 simple ways to secure your child's future. And the big story on the front page of Daily Mirror, is it coming home? 14 years of hurt never stopped us dreaming. And those are all the headlines from the newspapers today. Thank you for tuning in, and please don't forget to send in your comments or reactions to the news stories below this post on the question and answer box. Thank you for tuning in once again. My name is Kayode Sonny. See you next time.